it does segue into the next question, right? Which is about mask off, right? Which is this piece, and I'll link the videos below, and you'll definitely be able to find them. But so mask off starts with sort of a dichotomy, right? There's sort of two sides of you, and there's the side that's in the tunnel, and then there's the side that's in the space. And in front of the space, you're in front of a background with these words on it, right? And they say, "Just give up. It's not worth it. Why are you an artist?" And you sort of have this juxtaposition of an artist bound by harmful words and then the free flowing dancer in this open, endless space, right? So, talk to us about sort of where, and it's to the tune of a song that many of us know, Mask Off by
Yeah.
Future, right? So, tell us a little bit more about where that sort of concept came from and how you got there.
Um, so that video is like everything I ever felt as a
Mm,
dancer in one thing. Um,
right.
it has a lot behind it, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to do it as
Yep.
detailed as I can, explain it. But the first thing I think is the music, which is
Okay.
super important. So Mask Off, as we know, stemmed from our American culture,
Right.
right? As a pop culture,
Yep.
and it has the one that I dance on has this Indian twist,
Yes.
which is literally like I think the best identification of who I am as an artist,
Yep.
where I am in love with this traditional culture that I am so privileged to have from my home place, right, where my parents came from. And it's like rich and beautiful. But at the same time, I love being exposed to like the hip hop, the R&B, like,
Yep.
that kind of like mind my language, but like badassery,
Right.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I love that feeling.
Yeah.
And so that song just spoke to me because it was literally like, let's just take our mask off. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
literally who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so that song, the way that it was created, where it stemmed from, like really spoke to me. So those musicians that I met, they were like, absolutely, like totally, just take it, like just do it.
Right.
Um, and going into this creative space, I think that I was exposed to a lot of hurdles,
Mm,
and not to speak poorly of any culture, because I think people will express their feelings based on what they think is best and what they know, and that's through no fault of their own.
yep.
But for the modern world, I was too traditional. For the
Mm-hmm.
traditional world, I was too modern.
Mm,
And I just couldn't fit in anywhere. And I was so frustrated because on top of that, there's all these societal expectations of what you should look like if you're a content creator, right? Like I think that personally I'm so exposed to like what I'm supposed to look like and act like as a woman
mm,
that it's just frustrating to me. Like why can't I just be myself and be a content creator and love who I am?
yeah.
And that was a really hard, still learning curve for me. I
Mm,
definitely am nowhere close to accepting who I am in
yeah.
full, but
Yeah.
you hear those like really harsh words either to you, to your friends, to your family, to people you barely even know about like you need to be this image to be cared about.
Mm,
And when I first started dancing, people would actually tell me like, "Who's gonna watch your stuff? Like you're nobody,"
wow.
or like like you don't quite have the aesthetic to be a creative content person, or oh, I've seen all these things that you're doing before. Like it's nothing unique. And it was just like me kind of holding on to all of these burdens and like preconceptions of what people wanted me to be, that in that video I was like, you know what, like I'm just going to let it all go, and I'm going to express like what it really feels like to just want to get out from what society is trying to make you be.
Mm, yeah.
Like I just was like, I think there needs to be representation of internally you're struggling, like there's this black and white feel of like I can only be this or this, like
Yeah.
there's nothing else in between, and even if I'm one of these two, you still don't qualify me as like a human being. Like in your mind I'm just this random person on the internet that's doing all this stuff, but I'm human and I have my passions and my drives and things I want to do.
Mm,
And so in that video, when you see me in like the tunnel with that yellow outfit, it's just who I am, having let go of what society, of negative society, of what they expect of me.
right. Pulling the
And
trigger. Mm,
yeah, like pulling the chair, like I'm will pull whoever is pulling me down with me. I
mm,
won't ever knock you down, but you're not holding me back anymore.
mm,
Like we're gonna go together. We're gonna make this positive change,
right.
and I'll drag that negative society with me if I have to
Right.
be who I want to be. Like nobody's stopping me. And
Yeah.
that's what that video really was. Like it was just me allowing to be myself. It wasn't even really about the haters and stuff like that. It was like you can put as many um whatever ideas of who I'm
Mm,
supposed to be, but I'm just gonna be myself.
Yeah.
And I think like that was one of those videos where I still look back and I'm like, that is so cool.
You did such an amazing job, and thank goodness you stuck with. I mean, your videos now get 30,000, 40,000. I mean, 100,000 views, right? And you
Yeah.
can't like you if you think about if you had listened to those people. Think about if you just made one video and you're like, "You know what? Yeah, you're right. It's not gonna do anything," right? And I think that's something that a lot of content creators struggle with, right? Is you have to be consistent with it, right? And you have to keep putting out the work, but
Yeah.
there is going to be a lot of noise. There's going to be a
This
lot
is
of like, are you sure you want to do that? Is that sure like what you want to do?
about
And once you push past that, that's when you find what you found, right?
yes, totally. And I think the thing about me as a content creator that I realized is like it's very easy to kind of succumb to social media and just
Yeah,
constant outputting, like go, 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 go.
yeah.
And I think the past 2 years, this is the first year that I'm actually making like an effort to come back into it. But
Mm-hmm.
the 2 previous years, I only put out one video for the whole year
Mm-hmm.
because it was just exhausting. I had personal stuff that I need to deal with. I was working full time. I was doing my master's. I was doing like all these things. And I was like, I don't have the capacity to keep up with social media right now. Like, I just can't.
Yeah.
And I was so happy that I pulled away from it to focus on me because it helped me identify the type of creator I wanted to be moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's important for content creators to make content, but I think it's also important to check your mental health
Yes.
because at least for me, like I never want to be outputting ever again. I definitely did this for some time, like outputting content just because I have to keep up with it. It's more of like I feel and I resonate and this embodies
Yep.
something that I wanted to embody correctly. So,
Yeah. And that shows
yeah.
through, right? Because if you're forcing it, there was actually, I don't know if you follow the Nap Ministry on Instagram, but they put a post up recently that was like you can feel the forced nature of social media right now, that people are feeling like they have to put out content, like they have to do something, and it's like, hi, we're in the middle of a pandemic and people are really suffering and we're coming up on a year of it. So no. Like no,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So I
100%.
really appreciate that you pointed that out and that you took time for yourself to really, it also it helps you to sort of reassess which, direction you want to go in and how you want to do things and maybe you like do something new and stuff like that. And it doesn't mean that, that you failed, right? Anything like that, right? Like it just means that you're getting better and stronger with your product.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, that's gonna be a long process, like, I don't think I'm ever gonna be the same person I was last year or the year
Right.
before that. Like, I think my vision's gonna change. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
definitely.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Where has dance taken you?
Oh my
Besides,
goodness.
I don't know, 2 a.m. driving down some highway in San Francisco.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Dance has taught me a lot.
yeah, yeah.
And I think that's why I also respect the artistic world so
Mm,
much.
mm,
It's just like, yes, it teaches you how to get in touch with your soul
yeah,
for sure, but it teaches you like how to be patient, how to be dedicated, um, honestly, how to like give back.
mm,
Because I think the creative world is such that the more you put into it, the more it'll give back to you.
yeah.
And I think that's like the most beautiful relationship you'll ever have in your life.
Mm, mhm, mhm.
It's a great thing and also kind of sad a little bit, but it's just taught me so much about who I am. And I
Yeah,
think that's also because of the realm that I
yeah,
choose to create content in,
yeah.
where it's like learning to be comfortable in my own skin, whether it's on stage, whether it's in class, whether to know like my shortcomings are okay.
Mm,
Like it's okay that I have shortcomings. I'm not meant to be perfect in every single aspect. And it's like the flaws, quote unquote flaws that I
yeah,
have
yeah,
are what make me me,
yeah,
right? And I
yeah.
we keep talking about that, but it's so true in the artistic world where people are always like, train until you have an ability to create it your own,
Mm, mm,
right? Like I don't think a lot of, in my opinion, like my dance teacher always tells me this, where she was like, and I call her, she's my guru, which is like
okay.
my teacher. So
Yep.
my guru always tells me, um, like I will train you over and over again, and I will correct you for the correct technique, but the way that you hold the movements, the way
Mhm,
that you showcase your movements will always be your own.
yeah,
And you're not meant to just be cookie cutters of
yeah,
everyone. You're meant to be your own flavor,
yeah,
right? everything was the same flavor, where would that passion come from? Where would the ideas come from?
Mm,
And like that conversation we've had has resonated with me so much.
mm, mhm.
Uh, so yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that you were able to learn that from your
Yeah.
guru as well, because it's, sometimes we think of our teachers as we have to mimic them or we have to be exactly like them. And when they are able to say, like, no, I'm just going to give you the tools and you need to do what you need to do with it in order to succeed.
Totally.
Right? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there
Yeah. Yeah.
she has given me so many amazing experiences
Yeah.
um, through her school, which I'm still a part of, and I
Yep.
love performing with her and learning from her. And there's
Yep.
so much to learn in our style.
Yeah.
But I remember in like my creative realm from my videos, one of my favorite moments was I was asked to bring a team to this fundraiser. Um, I think it was back in, was it 2018, 2017, 2018?
Yep.
And I remember us performing and us being so excited, like our first live performance from like our videos. This is
Yep.
so cool. Like we're going to get recognized. And somebody had sent me a screenshot that our picture had made it into a newspaper.
Oh, I
Like our
think I
picture
saw that. I think I saw it. Yeah.
performing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our
Was it India
first
Times,
performance.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
totally. It
Yeah.
was like crazy because I was like, that's surreal to me. Like I remember just thinking like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I didn't have any intention of being in the newspaper or doing these shows. And it was just like, it literally was so nicely just given to me. And we took up the opportunity and it was just like
Yeah.
shocking.
Yeah, and sort of full circle,
You know?
right? It's sort of here you are in
Yeah,
this paper that's shown to millions of people, right?
totally, totally. And it's just sweet to see like younger people being like, oh my God, like I want to do that.
Mhm.
Like, another one of my really fun experiences was there is one of my friends. She's a history teacher at
Yep.
a middle school, so they're
Okay.
doing world history.
Yep.
And she asked us like, "Oh, can you come talk about what you do and the culture and do a little performance
Yep.
and just speak about like why you're passionate about what you do?" Which for me growing up, I didn't get that because being traditional was like, this is not the cool thing. But now it's a little bit changed. So I went to this middle school with one of my other colleagues, my dance friend,
Yep.
and we were like, okay, we're here, like we're gonna showcase the Indian classical version of Something Just Like This,
Okay.
which is a video that I did.
Yep.
And I remember like finishing, and the whole room was like,
Oh my
like
god.
they were so excited, and they're like
Yeah.
out of their seats, and it was like such a surreal experience because
Yeah.
how much it has changed and how much there is like a way for us to expose people to our culture in a very like personal creative way.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just felt like a breath of fresh air
Yeah.
because it changed the
Yeah.
story, the narrative changed,
Yeah.
and I was like blown away by that. Yeah.
It's so beautiful. I've noticed it too, obviously with the rise in Bollywood films, sort of
Yes.
becoming very, very mainstream. That's definitely brought a lot of it to the forefront, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. And I'm so glad that younger people are getting to see it and grow up with it so that they realize that it's not something to hide or something to be ashamed of or anything like that, right? And it's something to show and teach and connect people with, right? Um,
Just to be like
yeah.
in love with your own culture. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, life is
Totally.
too short to not be in love
Serious.
with it. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
it's really too short. Any
I love
future any future collaborations, goals? Like, what are you thinking for the future? What's going on?
I'm pretty ambitious with my goals, I'm not gonna
Please, yeah.
lie.
Let's manifest them. Let's put them out there.
Yeah. Okay, so I do have some upcoming collaborations that
Okay.
I actually met people from Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I've been on Clubhouse for 2 weeks, and I've
Yeah.
met, like, the most
Love club.
amazing, yeah, literally the most amazing artists that they're actually singers, and a few
Yep.
of them have reached out to me like, "Hey, let's do something together." I'm like,
Yes.
"Heck yeah, let's do something together, like, let's go, I'm
Definitely.
ready."
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. I actually, have my own music
Okay.
concept video coming out soon, so that'll be cool. We're
Nice.
still trying to get the music produced, so it might be a while,
Yep.
but I think my largest goal that I'm working on is developing a platform where
Mm.
classical artists or really any artist can come together and just collaborate and vibe for
Yeah.
like a weekend. I don't think
Yeah.
that exists.
No.
So I've been working on that for it's been like manifesting in my mind for a
Yeah.
couple years, and now it's starting to really take like some shape, like
So
real
exciting.
shape, which is
Yeah.
so cool
Yeah.
because for example, like what you and I do, like I would
Yeah.
love to do that with a million other people and just
Yeah.
hear their stories because my no experience is ever the same, right? And I
Yeah.
think I learned so much from other people
Yeah.
and yeah, so I think that's like my lifetime goal. If I
Yeah.
could do something in life is to do that, just to leave some kind of classical world impact.
You're already
I
doing
wish.
it. You're
Hope.
already
Oh,
doing You're already on it, that path,
I'm so-
and
oh my
I cannot
God.
wait to see what comes next. That made me think of there's a really great phrase in Japanese that I love that's ichigo ichie, and it's used
Yeah,
with regards to tea ceremony. But the idea is that every single moment is a new experience, right? Is a new chance at a
yeah.
new meeting, and so yeah, it's everything is going to be constantly changing, and you just have to embrace every single moment and enjoy every aspect of this journey that you're on. So thank you so much for sharing with me, for talking with me. I cannot wait to see more from you. And I definitely put all the links below. Finally, I have a this or that question for you. And it's more so of a like, it's just about one thing. And it's something that's
Okay,
been on my mind. It's been weighing heavy on my mind. So I just am
I'm
curious
ready.
for your opinion.
Okay.
Sprinkles or no sprinkles?
Oh, sprinkles all day.
This is where we differ. This is where we are different.
No way.
Why?
What?
Make your case.
Why?
Make your case.
Okay, like sprinkles because one, it adds color to every single thing and it's
Okay.
never the same.
Okay.
I love that. Like you can put on ice cream, you can put on cupcakes, you can, and all sprinkles are different, like different shapes and different colors. And I think it's just like a little pop of fun in there. Like,
That's a good argument. This actually came out of an ice cream that I was eating by Jenny's, which is a wonderful ice cream. And they have this new birthday cake flavor and it has sprinkles in it. And I just decided that I
oh,
did not like sprinkles. They
love
don't taste
that.
like much. They taste
I
like
think
crust.
visually I would say sprinkles.
Got it.
Eating purposes, I would say no sprinkles because I don't like
That is what
random.
I was getting at.
Yeah, we're
We're
on
on
the
the
same
same
page.
page. We're on the same page. You already know.
Yes.
I
See,
love
this is
it.
what I'm
Love it.
talking about. Like,
Yes.
I literally, you messaged me, I was like, we're gonna be friends.
Yes, yes, definitely. I'm so excited to get to know more about you and your work. And
Yes.
thank you for being on the same
Mwah.
page about sprinkles. So important.
Yes. Got you. On the same page.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It was so much fun. Honestly, like I am so appreciative of how easy you make it for me to talk about myself. It's
Yeah,
so hard for me to do that
yeah.
and you make it so comfortable.
Oh,
Like
I'm so glad
I
to hear that.
so appreciate you. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you for sharing.